Hey, nobody. Welcome to It's a Good Movie.
That was great. We're already.
Well, I wasn't sure if I liked this one or not.
You do.
I do. I have confirmed this.
Okay, so welcome to.
It's a Good Movie.
It is not a good movie.
And today we're going to talk about Da! Da-na-na! I guess what we're trying to say here is that those two theme songs sum up J.J. Abrams' life.
Wait, what was your?
That was Star Wars. What did you think that was?
I didn't know what that was.
What are you doing? The theme to Community? What?
Mine was from the movie that we're talking about, which is Star Trek.
The sequel to the movie.
Yeah, okay, it was in the one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We're here talking about another Abrams film. You just don't like him anymore.
Not anymore.
You don't like him anymore.
No, I like him.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You're gonna watch Lost and you're gonna love him again, and then you'll get to the end of Lost and you hate him again. That's my prediction. We're talking about Star Trek Into Darkness, which is a movie that everybody's talking about. And we should probably mention right up front right here that if you are watching this, Stephen Tucker from Akron, Ohio.
Who?
The one person who's watching this.
Oh, him. We appreciate him.
We do. Even though he leaves nasty, nasty comments.
Well, that's why
I don't know why our one fan...
That's why I appreciate
such an
him.
asshole.
I do know why.
I'll say right up front that this review of this movie is going to be full of spoilers, because you can't talk about why there's so much controversy with this movie without talking about exactly what happens in the movie. And also, there's going to be spoilers probably for Wrath of Khan.
Wait a minute. You know what? Now the spoilers have already happened. That's... You just...
I spoiled what I'm going to do with this review.
Within your spoiler warning, you embedded the spoilers directly into the warning.
No. Anybody who... Okay, you're right. Because I just realized that I went into this movie knowing that Benedict Cumberbatch, or the Batch, as I call him, is Khan!
I like to call him the Dicked Batch.
Well, it's better than the other way you could spin that.
Ben
I like
Cum?
Yeah. Or Dicked Cum?
Really,
I like to call him Benedict Cum. Wait. Benedict Cumberbatch.
So today we're going to talk about...
We're going to try so hard to talk about Reservoir Dogs. Okay, no. I really like this movie. I really like Star Trek Into Darkness. I really liked it. I did.
Yeah.
And I have a friend who she considers her... I have a friend, all right? I'm sorry. That's so hard to believe.
Go on.
She considers herself a big Trekkie. Like, she watches all the shows. She's a big fan of the original series and Next Generation.
Sure.
And all the movies. She really likes Star Trek. And she went to see this movie. Loved it. I told her, because we went to see it sort of before it opened. There was a sneak preview we went to. And I told her after that, I said, the guy who plays the villain is fantastic. And that was all I said, because I didn't want to, off chance. Because actually, we went into this movie and I was like, boy, I sure hope it means something to me that Benedict Cumberbatch is playing Khan. And you're like, well, that's just a rumor. And I'm like, no, he's playing Khan.
Yeah, and I knew that was the case, actually.
Yeah. But you wanted to believe it was a rumor?
I'm double twisting you here.
Oh, okay.
But first of all, I was trying to protect it for the people sitting within earshot of you.
Wait, so you knew you were going to hate this movie before you...
No.
Yeah, because you didn't want Benedict Cumberbatch to be Khan.
I was hoping that he wouldn't be Khan.
Okay.
But I also knew that was where the wind was blowing.
Yeah.
And in case you were right, I was wanting to not spoil
And then-
it for everyone else
right.
in the theater. That
And
you
then
were,
we went on-
Oh, I hope it matters that I know. I don't know who
talk
Khan
that
is.
loud.
Oh well, I have this friend, and
I have one friend. She likes Star Trek. But you don't like Star Trek.
I like Star Trek. And
Yeah, me too.
And now here's a. Let me get ready to deliver this one.
All right, let me get ready to receive this one.
I really love Star Trek 2009.
Yeah.
Because,
Or just Star Trek.
Yeah,
Because
or
the
Star
original
Trek
Star Trek
11.
movie is called Star Trek the Motion Picture.
Right.
So we
Oh,
can
so
call
we can
call it Star
09,
Trek.
We could just say it's
Star Trek. And people will be like, that's the one.
I know exactly what you're referring to.
Unless you're referring to the TV series, which was just Star Trek.
Or the animated series, which was also just Star Trek.
There was an animated series of Star Trek?
Yeah, it was called Star Trek.
I bet it sucked.
Wasn't great.
Continue.
All right. I really loved that movie.
Yeah, me too.
Forgot where I was going with this one.
You really love Star Trek.
Yes, and I didn't really love Star Trek Into Darkness.
Yeah.
Yes. Okay, we've established a baseline.
All right, let's play from there.
Okay. This movie's dumb
Right. Right. Okay. Mm-hmm.
because here's the thing about Star Trek 2009.
Yeah.
11. Star Trek 11 from 2009, 9/11.
Yeah.
It represented a very, very good starting point for this new
Yes.
rebooted series.
Yes.
At the end of that movie, you have the crew assembled on the ship.
Mm-hmm.
You have a new alternate timeline where anything can happen that still pays respect to the original series.
Yeah.
Because that still exists often, often the branch of Doc Brown's crazy chalkboard diagram.
Yes.
Eric Bana.
Kirk, we gotta get to the City Hall.
Eric Bana gives Kirk the sports almanac, and yeah. Then this movie comes along and is basically a stupid remake of Wrath of Khan, but worse.
So I feel like I have to say that before Star Trek 9/11,
Yeah.
Star Trek 2009, the good Star Trek. Well, they're good. Okay, hold on. Don't read into that. No, that was the first Star Trek anything I've ever watched. I'm a big Star Wars guy, and people sort of like to, make it so that those two teams are always enemies. But I never really felt that way. I just didn't really ever connect to Star Trek. The shows, none of them really ever interested me. The movies, same. Like, why would I watch the movies to a show that I can't get into? Anyway, I watched the Star Trek, the Abrams Star Trek, and it's a lot of fun. It's a really good movie.
Yeah.
And I really give props to them for writing something that could, at one time, serve as a reboot for for everybody who hasn't seen anything Star Trek like me, and at the same time appeasing old Star Trek fans, which is rare. Like, when has that ever happened as a reboot? So I liked the movie, and then we went to see. I never watched anything else Star Trek. I thought, you know what, I'll just stick with these. That's fine. And we
Sure.
went to see Star Trek Into Darkness, and I knew it was going to be Khan. I knew Khan was the pinnacle of Star Trek villains. That's pretty well universally accepted, right? Like,
Yeah.
most Trekkies are like, it's
it is,
Khan.
yeah.
He's the Darth Vader of the Star Trek.
Yeah, and they've kind of been trying to remake Wrath of Khan for years now with Nemesis and with Galaxy Quest,
Yeah.
the other good Star Trek movie.
That is a good movie too. But I didn't know what sort of that meant. Like, I didn't know what Khan. Like, all I knew about it was he was the top dog Star Trek villain, and they were gonna do their own twist on Khan. So the movie starts out pretty fine. It's fine. I am going to acknowledge that the whole opening sequence of the movie is a complete plot hole.
Wait, in what way?
Because they're doing this mission on this aboriginal planet, and Spock wants to stop the volcano from erupting. That's going to kill all the natives.
Yeah.
And that's going to kill Spock doing that. And Kirk needs to jump in there and save Spock. And they're doing this argument thing, and Spock is like, if you stop me now, that's going against the Prime Directive. And then they end up saving Spock and saving the planet. And then they go back to HQ and they get reamed out because apparently, stopping the volcano was against the Prime Directive. You think Spock would know that?
You think so?
Yeah,
but
I think that's dumb.
The Prime Directive is like something easily breakable.
Okay.
You see where I'm going with this?
It's a small faggot. It's a bundle of twigs.
No, but
I went there.
Yeah. Yes, it is a plot hole.
Yeah,
did that give you a good edit point there that you can skip over?
Don't you know me by now?
Yes, I agree. All right, you don't edit.